Yo, it's my girl. I got
What?
her. Somebody posted my my Genshin Impact girlfriend.
Ah, okay. Everyone has their favorite Genshin Impact girl, even if they don't play it. This fucking final boss in Fire Emblem.
I'm getting the tweets now.
You're
Typing very loud.
very loud.
Yeah, that's a point. It's good though. You'll it puts some hair on your chest, right? By the way, shave the hair.
When I mute like that, I'm still listening. I'm just like,
yeah, I know.
Okay.
When I mute like that, I'm still listening. I'm just like running around. I'm just like getting situated a little bit more or whatnot. Nothing to worry about.
Or as the obscure Power Man 5000 song from 1987 might say, getting organized. There's a reference. There's a reference literally only I will get.
But it's still funny, even
It is. It is.
that word in general.
Organized. You too saw Taxi Driver. Good. Why is that still active during a podcast?
Oops, you fucked up.
I gotta go turn that off. There's a bunch of people I know that got a bunch of fucking points. Beepner, don't tell anybody, but I'm actually gonna refund that Nipa for you as well. Because it wasn't during a Higurashi stream. So I'm gonna refund that. Look how nice I am.
Twitch chat show up?
Chats show up. It shows up because it's a video feed. Tengu, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Much appreciated.
But like if I typed on YouTube chat.
I don't see it. Nobody's monitoring it. Don't even care. Do not even care.
It did load very quickly for me, unlike Twitch, though.
That's good. Ball here. Reward queue. Let's go into that. Reward queue.
Oh, but you said it. You're giving it for free?
I'm giving it for free. Because you know what? Beepner's cool. And it wasn't during a Higurashi stream, so I'll just refund. There we go. And then I'll mark these other two as completed because I did them. Boom. There you go. Wow, how's y'all doing tonight? Y'all doing good?
I'm doing well.
Doing well.
Yeah. Yeah, go just...
Jetstorm, welcome.
No.
I got that.
Telling a friend I'll get back to them after the podcast.
Putting your friends off to do dumb internet things with people who aren't real. Because internet friends aren't real.
Oh.
It's what they keep telling me.
I just saw that earlier. Somebody made that joke earlier today. I was like, no. I don't think it was anybody on the timeline, too. I just heard that. It was like, oh.
I'd hope not.
It's just some random YouTuber. I clicked the thing, and then he was like, haha, this joke. I was like, oh, that's not real. That's not true.
Jetstorm, John Thayer cannot hurt you. He is not real. How did you get 6 of those? Are those weird K-pop emotes? Yeah, they are. Those things. Yeah, like you get those when people sub in channels that you are in. Like they just get distributed at random. So every time somebody subs,
John Thayer is real.
Is he? He's okay.
Says Tom.
Yeah. John Thayer's at least more real than Santa Claus. John Thayer is more real than my self-esteem.
None of us are as real as that joke.
The realest shit ever said on this podcast. Oh, boy.
I woke up at 5:30 this morning. I don't know how y'all are doing with it.
Oh, I got up at like 8:30, and then I went back to sleep at 11 because it's Sunday, and fuck being awake on a Sunday.
I actually tried to nap and failed, which is rare for me. Usually when I lay down to nap, it's like, all right, time for sleep. All is well.
Yeah, easy peasy, easily done. Yep. Cool stuff. Okay, we'll give it another couple minutes. Let people roll in if they want to roll in.
Did we do a tweet?
Yeah, I sent out a tweet.
There it is. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm preparing for the podcast for once.
You are?
Yeah.
What are you preparing? None of us.
So when I talk about a game, you'll go, "Oh."
Okay. Oh, you're gonna like put the screenshots in the chat?
I guess.
Like, where are you? Like, you're preparing screenshots for an audio podcast. This is a very good idea, Rhett.
I just mean so at least you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Okay.
That's the important thing.
Yep.
I'll throw them in the Twitch chat too.
There you go. You'd better. Make the goddamn podcast make some sense to people watching, at least to the chat. Goddamn, you've been doing this for exactly 6 years, Rhett. Come on now.
Yeah?
We've been doing this for 6 years. What is our fucking problem?
And it has been a bit.
It's been a while. Just no energy for any kind of cold opening today. We're all just completely fucked, man. We're all so fucked by daylight savings. It's just like, yeah, that's the fucking vibe we're at today. We are energy level 0.2.
I was literally just laying in bed at 5:47 New York time, just like 5:37, just like, all right, we got this.
That's kind of how.
Get up, we got this.
That's how I've been all day. It's just kind of like I've been playing a game and just kind of like laying on the couch or just sitting back in a very comfortable chair, looking over at the clock every so often. It's like, yeah, it's 1 hour closer, isn't it?
Just being confused.
Yeah, it's definitely. And then you get up, you look outside. It's already dark. Great.
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Welcome to the winter of my discontent.
Okay, Rhett's on top of this game.
Yeah, there you
I just
go.
went to bed at the normal time, which was 2 a.m. and then it became 1 a.m. And I just got up at the normal time, which was 9 a.m. and now it's 8 a.m.
I was actually looking at my clock unintentionally when I saw the clock go 1:59 to 1 o'clock again. And I felt something inside me dying. Just in real time. It was just, oh no.
I was about to tweet like, I come from the future, 1:59, woo! But it wasn't quick enough.
Nope. And that's how we're doing. Everybody, welcome to Sockscast, episode 126, coming to you live from Excitingville in Polyland. Clearly. And we are brought to you, as always, by Moon Pies. Moon Pies. Go fucking vote, please?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the reason for a lot of this vibe going on.
Man, like,
please,
I don't work tomorrow or Tuesday either. So all I've got is a video game and my thoughts and having to worry. It's the worst. I'm dreading every single moment of
Okay,
Tuesday.
Here's what you do.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, 7 p.m. 5-hour Higurashi.
Higurashi just goes, man. we just finished Matsuri Bayashi in one fucking go. Thank you for the bits, Beepner. Much appreciated. So before we get started here, I just got to say that first of all, the weather here today, the wind has been really blowy joey all day. So I don't know what that's going to mean for us podcasting, but we will try to get this thing done, whether it's live for a stream or not. So if anything weird happens with the internet or electric, rest assured we'll do everything we can to salvage it, and all that fun stuff, but I can't predict what's going on there. And in terms of live streaming, last couple of nights have been a little wonky, a couple hours into stream, so if that happens again, my apologies. There's just not a lot I can do about that right now. So that's all. It's God's plan, apparently. That's what it is. So yeah, this week it's going to be real exciting. Just, oh my God. My head's not ready for it. I'm just not.
Yeah.
To my immediate virtual right, you claim to be a player, but he fucked your wife. It's Rhett.
Maybe the least appropriate intro for me ever.
Nah, when I think of you, I think just total wife fucker. Just the wifiest wife fucker that ever fucked
I do
wives.
love my many, many, many wifeys.
Many wifeys. You got a ton of them. A whole bunch of them.
I got binders full of them.
Binders full of wifeys. And I'm not kept in a binder, though. I can be.
Yeah. Oh, gee.
See what I did there?
I do.
BDSM joke, people. So, Rhett, how you feeling going into Hell Week?
I'm not feeling anything.
Just like,
and I haven't been for like 2 months.
Just like keep it as emotionally distant as possible. Think about nothing. Empty the mind. You are like in full Bruce Lee mode. Don't think. Feel. Oh, that's good. That's good. But yeah, we got to do
just like let's play a video game and not think.
That's my
Let's not think.
Let's not think. Let's do the things that give
Let's go Hibiki mode.
There you go. That's his anti-think. You've got your anti-drug. This is his anti-think.
You're reminding me now that I didn't change the avatar for this week, but that's fine. It's because I'm on the app now.
Oh yeah. You're being a good boy. You're using the desktop app. You're not using the browser version like a complete fucking barbarian.
It turns out, so this is what was happening to me. When John started talking, the first, 2 seconds would always drop. So he would just start in the middle of sentences constantly for me. So I just couldn't understand what John was saying half the time. I showed Polly clips, and she's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, John, it's like you said, he sounded like he was drunk and only getting half of his thoughts out.
So it seems better on the app, at least. Thank God.
Yeah, it's a marked improvement. Good. To my immediate virtual left, batter up, he'll whip you like a fucking cannoli. It's John Thayer.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm doing well.
You doing okay? You feeling okay going into Hell Week?
I'm feeling pretty good. Bringing my maximum wife fucker energy.
I don't know if you've got the kind of wife fucker energy that Rhett's got, but you might be able to contend.
I think categorically I don't have a lot of wife fucker energy.
Oh, yeah. I think none of us are fucking wives. We're not married. When you think about it.
Yeah, I guess when you think about it, John actually
it's way funnier when John says it.
That's true, because that's true. The one who had a wife and did not do much fucking is the one who categorically does not have wife fucker energy.
Mine is like a cat box. You don't know until I'm married.
There you go. Brad, are you saving yourself for marriage? Is that what I'm hearing?
Definitely.
The purest boy lives here.
You're laughing a little too much.
Which one of you is drunk? Paul, you got that
Okay.
streamer juice?
I got streamer juice.
I've just got tea.
Streamer juice is just water tonight. I am not drunk. I'm not inebriated in any fashion, which is which again is another marked improvement for me doing these things. But that could also be a detriment. Who knows? Who knows? So I'll start out.
Beekner says,
yeah.
Beekner says, Rhett will never marry because Hibiki isn't real, and even if she was, she's gay. That is the great tragedy.
No, like Rhett will just ask
Having...
Miku if he can kiss Hibiki, and she will say yes. He'll be fine.
Okay. She definitely would not.
We've worked this out already. Rhett's already worked this out. He's got a plan. He has got like a 10-year plan, and by damn it, he's going to stick to it.
Towards kissing Hibiki.
Yes, he's going to kiss Hibiki.
Cool.
Yeah. It's going to happen. I believe. He believe. That doesn't make sense at all.
Oh my god.
So what do you say I get things started? It'll be real quick, I promise.
Sure.
Hey guys, guess what?
All right.
I wrote Tentacle Smut earlier this week.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I saw a picture, right? And it was posted in a chat that I'm in with a couple of other people. Mm-hmm. And I said to myself, you know what that image looks like? It looks like that's somebody chilling. They're chilling on a slime. And I'm just like, you know what would happen? What would happen if that slime started doing things? Oops. Uh-oh. And then the idea just got away from me, and it was very funny that it kind of just happened spontaneously. So then I wrote like this little 5-minute scenario that kind of, a lot happened in it. It was interesting.
I think that's excellent, Polly. That's pretty much the same journey I went on when I saw a Tentacle Smut picture and then was like, I want to write something for this.
Right? Like sometimes you don't know
I was
what
like
your creative
2 or 3 years ago.
You never know. You never always know what your creative muse
when the
is
muse will
be.
strike.
Exactly. And then it was just like, oh, there's this picture. Okay. And then the other people who were in the chat at the time, who I won't identify, we'll just say their names start with, I don't know, R and I. They were the captivated audience for said writing, and they seemed to think that it was okay. So, hey, guess what? I said that I would forgive myself for not being creative this year, right? A while back, I said, like, you know what? It's okay.
There you go.
I can't get any creative energy going. So why not just get horny energy going instead? And that worked.
You got some juices flowing.
I got some juices flowing, and I'm sure that with regards to the audience, even more juices were flowing. Even more
horny
juices.
Energy is creative energy. I think you should feel. I think you should feel very proud of that.
Did you catch the joke? I said I got even more juices going. Captive audience. People read what I wrote and they came to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rhett was leaking good juices because of the good horny content.
Yes, he was leaking. He leaked horny juices all over the place. Just wherever. I don't even know. Just like the floor is probably a mess. Probably needed to rent a steam machine to get that cleaned up. I mean, it's slime / tentacle smut. It's gonna get a little gnarly. Okay.
Tom reminded me that the whole chorus extended universe was prompted by that spider flick game I made.
Oh,
really?
Which makes me very happy.
That makes sense. So what we're saying
isn't that nice?
So what we're saying basically is just, hey, channel that horny energy. I don't know if people tune into Sockscast for the horny energy, but I just thought I'd share that moment because I don't really have much else to talk about.
So that's how Genshin Impact is going for you.
That's how Genshin Impact is going. There you go. It was a picture based on somebody who was in Genshin Impact. I'll let your mind.
I feel like that game is causing a lot of. I feel like that game is causing a lot of good creative energy. In the margins around it.
It's like I don't know anything about Genshin Impact, and I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it was Mona, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Jetstorm nails it.
Jetstorm just nailed it. You see, Jetstorm's been like with up to where we are at Higurashi, right? Jetstorm has got a good big brain for this, and I thought, oh come on, he just had to look it up, right? But then he just pulled Mona out of thin air. So
Jetstorm is our Rena.
Jetstorm
Very
is Rena,
observant.
basically.
Very observant.
He's very observant. Very observant. I'm not sure what
I typed in Mona into Google search, and it said Mona Genshin Impact first, and then Mona Lisa Smile.
Oh my god.
Wow!
Real art.
Well then! But I don't give a shit about Genshin Impact. I just think some of the characters are cute. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm never playing that game. Like, they probably have a good game, but then it's marred by a bunch of gacha shit that I don't want to.
Yeah. I actually downloaded it and played it for like less than 5 minutes because the reason they got me to download it because they were like, "Oh, one of the free characters is going away November 20th. You should get it now." And I was just like, you know what?
I don't have the time. I can't stress myself on this shit.
The psychological warfare has already started, and I haven't even played it yet. Fuck this.
Fuck it. I'm out.
Yeah,
It's such a shame because I want another Breath of the Wild. Like the fact that it is like modeled after that sucks because that's a game I like.
It's like Genshin Impact is like this weird thing that I'm never gonna check out. It's like another one of those things, like all the gacha games where I'm just gonna collect PNGs. That's all.
See that in other games you collect PNGs, in this one when you roll them they become a playable character. That's way better.
That's like if there's one thing Genshin Impact is doing right, that's it. Like, that's the thing. It's not just ping images. Like, these are characters that are fully fleshed out. They got move sets. It's like, like it's an action game, so you're getting characters that aren't just like, that could literally be replaced with anything. It's like Labyrinth of Toho, where I could literally change all the graphics, and it could be anybody there. I could make Rhett Chirno if I wanted. I could just put Rhett's big dumb face there, and he could be Chirno in Labyrinth of Toho too, if I wanted that to be the case. Rhett, do you want to be Chirno?
Sure.
Okay, you're going to be Chirno. Next time I play that game, I'm going to put your big dumb face on Chirno's body. That'd be great. I also, as you may or may not know, Trails of Cold Steel 4 just came out. I can't talk about it. I've played about 20.
You have an hour count. Yeah.
I've played about 25 hours of it.
Okay, so you're maybe a quarter.
I'm still in Act 1, I think.
What the fuck?
I've got a lot of chapter breaks where they kind of like, they give you your evaluation at the end of a chapter where it's just like, oh, you got this number of points, so you got like there's a ranking system, of course, because it's Falcom. They just reuse every system they have. So you got like, so I've gotten a few chapter breaks where it's just like, okay, you got like an S on this part, so you got the gladiator headband. Go you. They give you that real early this time.
It's back once again.
Yeah, it's all good. Just give me the Grail Locket. Like, I'm just I always work these systems until I get the Grail Locket, and then I stop caring. The Grail Locket makes you invincible from all status effects, so that's kind of. But
your headband's the one that ups your attack, right?
It's a CP. It's a CP regen.
What's the one that ups your physical attack a lot?
There's a whole bunch.
Because I would give 2 of those. I gave 2 of those to Agate.
Yes!
Like the end game accessory for upping physical attack, and then I just gave him a bunch of fire.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, boom!
That's something that has not changed. Hitting things for big numbers.
From Berserk.
Hitting things for big numbers still feels real fucking good in these games. Like, that is still satisfying as it has ever been.
Very good.
So, but story-wise, it kind of picks up exactly like maybe like 2 weeks after the events that ended on the last game, and it just hits the ground fucking running, much like Cold Steel 3 does. So you're not waiting for this game to get warmed up in the same way, but it's still kind of analogous to Cold Steel 2's structure in a lot of ways, which I liked Cold Steel 2 a lot. So
I heard that one is skippable.
Yeah, that's. Oh my!
Nothing happens in Cold Steel 1 and 2. Nothing happens in Trails 3rd.
Just
skip them.
Falcom community, you're not watching this, and I'm only half asking this rhetorically. What is your fucking problem, Falcom community? You are literally the most nonsensical fan base I have ever tried to wrap my head around, because it's literally, I think half of the fan base is, you can skip Sky, you can skip Cold Steel 1 and 2, go read the Black Record stuff, you can play 1/3 of Cold Steel 3, only play Crossbell, those are the only good ones. That's kind of like, that's what I...
Don't actually stick a fact in there.
Look. Crossbell Arc is really good, okay? I'm not saying it's not. But the way that they're... Like, I feel that the Crossbell games are exalted in the same way that Sonic CD was before people started playing that again and realized, oh, no, wait, Sonic CD's bad. Except Crossbell games
Sonic
aren't...
CD and not Rondo Blood like you always do.
Yeah. Except Crossbell games aren't bad. I just feel like... I think maybe you all overstate their worth a little bit. I think that they're just as good as the Sky games. I don't think that they're better than Third. That's where I'm at, personally. But I think that, like, the scarcity and the fact that you get to be the privileged elite few that played them, if you play them, like, I think a lot of people kind of like feeling very special sometimes.
And especially when it turns into, like, oh, if you really, really want to understand what happens in Cold Steel, you gotta play these two.
Yeah, and they're not wrong. You actually do, because Cold Steel...
That's the worst part as well.
Yeah, it's like, you hate it when a person that you think is a gigantic fucking clown says something and you have to go, okay, yeah, you're not wrong. But,
I was merely imitating the clown.
Well, those are the ones where you play as cops, right?
Oh, God, yeah, you do.
Technically, yes.
Yeah, the SSS.
All right, then.
The SSS are cops.
And they're called the SSS.
Oh, God.
They're called the SSS. It's real close.
Oops.
They're good cops, though.
They're a special cop unit that's kind of created because the guy that created them is like, oh, I think cops are a little sus. I'm going to make a civilian-run cop station.
They're basically designed to imitate Bracers.
Yeah, basically.
Which is very funny coming off of, 3 games to replace Bracers.
Yeah. And to Falcom's credit, Cold Steel 3 and 4 have, like, they've got background info on their title screen, like an option. It's just like, we will tell you the entire story of the Crossbell arc. We will hit every major and minor detail so that you know what happened in those games. To their credit, they have those on the title screens of both 3 and 4. Like, I think that was a smart decision, that they put in the effort to put those little kind of... They're not like miniature, like, novels or anything, but they go over the information in a sensible way so it's easy to digest. And all of the key terms are there. Like, if somebody says something in the game and you're like, what the fuck's that? You can go and look up that information. So, to be fair, you know... Since most people are going to be playing these games without the context of the Crossbell games, it's good that they got that stuff there. My first 10 hours with it were a little frustrating because I started feeling real burnt out on the combat system. This is a combat system that has been very derivative since Trails in the Sky. This is essentially... that same combat system, it just looks more 3D now. And this is the 9th game that I've played with that combat system, okay? And it feels that Falcom themselves maybe kind of don't know how to make battles hard, except this one specific way they keep doing it that makes me mad. And it's just... here's a bunch of very tough enemy units, and they all hit you for big numbers. Just smash your big numbers into their big numbers first. So that's kind of where I was at. We've been away from some of those fights now for the last 15 hours, though, and things have kind of felt a lot better. I'm here for where the story's going. They're it's not like every single stone you turn is like, oh, some big revelation or anything. They're kind of tastefully sneaking in new parts of the story and where we're going. I like that the way that they've integrated both the old and new Class 7, because I feel that but like with Cold Steel 3, I think people felt that that the old Class 7 kind of just outshined the new Class 7 in every way, and they're kind of supposed to. It's supposed to be this monolithic thing that you're like, these guys like were involved in this big civil war that was going on. Like they're fucking baller. But I think maybe they leaned a little heavy into that, and it kind of made the new Class 7 feel a little underpowered, seeing as how they ended every single boss fight by having to have their asses saved by the old Class 7. And I don't think that I've run into an instance once where I've won a boss fight, but the cutscene says I didn't. So...
I remember that was really bugging you at a certain point.
Oh my god, it got especially bad at the end of 3, where it was just like, oh, come on guys, like I literally spent 20 minutes winning that fight, and you're gonna tell me I lost? You're gonna tell me I lost?
It's not doing that in 4 now?
It's not. I don't think that I've run into that, or
Okay,
at least
cool.
it's not been so egregious that I felt, oh, come on guys. But like new Class 7 is like they've had to step up into a new role in the same way that the old Class 7 had to in Cold Steel 2, where it's just like, okay, we've got to find out where we fit into a world losing its fucking mind, and how we are going to be the ones to try and stop this car from driving itself off the fucking cliff. Because every responsible adult in this world has gone fucking mad! But yeah, like I'm having a good time with it as of the 25-hour mark now. The first 10 hours were a little rough combat-wise, but I think I've warmed back up to it.
Did you switch down to normal?
I put it down to normal because like the way that the way that the scripted fights were hitting was just kind of like, guys, this is literally like the same fight I've done 5 times, and then you just put 3 of them back to back, and you don't let me prepare between them. That wasn't fun. That was garbage. Stop that. It was like literally a moment where it's just like I started a fight, I beat it, and then I go into the second fight, and it's just like, oh, I just can't win. Like this is like I need to go back with my knowledge of the first fight. Do that fight better, and then finish the second fight, and then do the third fight. So it did that once, and it didn't leave the best impression. But I think that the way that they've kind of changed some mechanics in this game, hard doesn't feel as satisfying, I guess, because it doesn't feel like they... Like, it feels like a numbers game this time, where it's just like, oh, you just made the enemies more spongier, but you made all of my modifiers way smaller, so I'm kind of crappier now. Okay, that's the route you went. We'll see. I might bump it back up to hard if the next story fight seems a little easy or something, but for now, I'm comfortable with where the difficulty's at and all that fun stuff, but yeah. Cold Steel 4, it's unsurprisingly more of that so far. Which it's like
if you like the previous 8 games,
yeah. If you like the previous,
maybe check this one out.
And this isn't going to change anybody's mind if they've got feelings about Cold Steel. Like the fan base feels a certain way about Cold Steel. On the whole, so much so that a review came out day one that literally had the words "Trails of Cold Steel was a mistake." Like, what are you doing? Are you telling me you literally played 8 of these games? You telling me you played this entire Erebonia arc and you got that's your takeaway? It's not your takeaway. You just wanted to be the meme. You wanted to be the main character on Twitter that day. You wanted to be the main character on the Falcom message board that day. That is all you wanted, person who wrote that very bad review. And I'm not saying that because you gave it a 5 out of 10. I'm saying it because I think you were dishonest. But that's just me.
I get that.
The Crossbell games, or not the Crossbell, the Cold Steel games do seem pretty divisive to me, honestly.
Yeah, they're divisive. That's not wrong. But for your take to be this 400-hour series that I just put 400 hours of my life into was a mistake. If you literally got nothing out of it, is that what you're telling me? No, that's not what... You're not being honest.
Do all 4 of them have to be 100 hours long?
I get them done in about 70 to 80 myself. So, like, I don't know. It's still a lot. But when you look back at the Trails games in general, like they're 50 to 70 hours, like before this. So like the Crossbell game, each of them took me 60 hours. So yeah. Man, review sites are weird.
Yeah, I don't pay much attention to them.
I don't either. It's just that one in
well.
particular. Just like that, you wrote that entire review to put that one line in there because that's what you wanted the sticking point to be. You wanted to appear on Saved You a Click. That's what you wanted. So you don't feel that way. Because I don't think that I could play anything for 400 hours and then say, I got nothing from it. Because even if I end up disliking this game as much as that review seems to think that you're going to, I can still look back at even just the Cold Steel series and say, there were a lot of real great moments and great characters. I really still like this. Like, they may drop the ball at the end. God bless them if they do. It's not going to be the first time I've had this happen. But I still got a lot out of those games, right? Like, I just think
I totally get that.
The absurdity of saying that an entire series was a mistake just blows my mind. It's just like, oh, you want clicks.
You can still look back on the earlier Umineko chapters and feel very warm and good about them.
We're gonna find out. We are going to find out. We will be streaming. We're going to be streaming Umineko at some point in the future.
At some point.
It'll probably be sooner than I think, honestly.
Oh my god.
It's not going to be immediately after.
Hey, Rhett.
It's not.
Rhett, I'm kind of feeling it too.
It's not going to be immediately after. Like, it's probably at least going to be after the new year at some point. Like, I still probably want to get Steins Gate Elite in.
Yeah.
And I can't stream Kikonia because there's a you can't stream past chapter 7 of that. So
wait, what?
You can't stream past chapter 7 of Kikonia. They don't want you to. And if Ryukishi respectfully asks me to not stream his game, I'm not going to because I respect Ryukishi a lot.
That feels a little different
though
from
he wrote
Atlas saying.
Yeah, it's way different from Atlas and their bullshit.
Apparently, there's some.
If I see a dev like on Itch, if I see like a smaller dev just like say, "Hey, please don't stream this," I'll be like, "Well, that's weird, but okay."
Yeah.
Live your bliss.
Yeah. But in terms of my week coming up, it's obviously, guess what? I'm going to be playing more. Brendan, I'm going to be playing Cold Steel 4. Brendan, have you played these games? There's a lot of them, Brendan. There's 9.
Oh my god, what a fucking poll.
I've invested 900 hours of my life, Brendan, in these video games. And you know what I got out of it, Brendan? I got nothing. Nothing at all.
Was it a mistake?
It was a mistake, Brendan. I'll be playing more of that. I'll be playing more of Cold Steel 4, and I'm gonna start Kikonia When They Cry. I just picked that up on the Halloween sale, so I'm very excited. It seems like a much different thing than what he's done with Higurashi and Umineko and a lot of other things. Like so, I'm really excited to give the first chapter of that a go. So that's basically.
Hey, want to hear something fucked up?
Sure.
So what a Higurashi? That's a kind of bug. It's a cicada type thing.
Yeah.
Umineko. That's a seagull.
Seagull.
That's a bird.
Yes.
And what a ciconia is?
What's a Kikonia?
It's a stork.
It's a stork. Yes.
Huh.
It's another kind of bird.
It's another kind of bird.
You can't do a bug and then a bird and then another bird. That's messed up.
It's John. It's a bug bird. It's classic.
Now it's all like
bug
now
bird.
It's all like
John. It's
out
classic.
Out of whack.
That's a classic pattern, John. Bug bird. I remember that in kindergarten. Bug bird. We always got together. We played bug bird.
Can you say it 3 times fast for me?
Bug bird. Bug bird.
All right, perfect. Can you say it backwards?
Bird bug. Bird bug. Bird bug. Okay, there we go. No, but we did it all the time in kindergarten. It was a big thing. You go up to your friends. You go, hey, bird bug. Do it all the
What are we
time.
doing?
John! John!
Yeah?
What have you been doing?
I played a fucking visual novel.
You played a visual
Oh,
novel.
God.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That's kind of game.
You can do that? You can play visual novels?
I know.
Those
Or
are
read.
games now? You let them be called that?
John will call anything a game.
I mean, he called Homestuck a game.
Hey, pretty
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
Y'all are not gonna live that one down.
Nope.
That's very funny that got under your skin so much.
Oh, it's fucking...
It was your game of the fucking year.
How does that not get under your skin?
It's really good.
It's not a
It's a really
game.
good game.
It's not
It's a
It's
really
like if
good
I was like,
comic. It's a really-
Simple Gear is my game of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
anime,
it's not,
but-
because there are game parts in Homestuck. It is an online multimedia experience. It is as much a game as it is a comic or a book
I can't believe I'm having this conversation right
or
now.
a Flash
Brendan.
movie.
Brendan, we're not having this conversation right now. Brendan, stop it. It's not a video game. Brendan, you read it. You don't read in video games. You play them.
No, but we're saying
press
the visual
buttons.
novels are games.
You press buttons and things move, Brendan. That doesn't happen in Homestuck. Now go play
It
soccer.
does though.
What'd you do, John?
I read it at the end.
Okay,
Okay,
you
whatever
read a
you know.
visual novel. Okay, you didn't play a visual novel. Thank God. You read a visual novel.
It's called Planetarian: The Reverie of a Little Planet.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Big feels right now. Oh, God.
Yeah,
That is $5 on Steam right now, which I'm going to go buy it.
yeah. You should
Wait,
do that.
I'm gonna go buy it.
Okay, you go buy it. and
Hey,
I'll
right-
just play it.
right.
I haven't read it, so.
Dude, it's so
Red-
good.
red-
Oh, God.
It is literally 3 hours long. Also,
Yeah,
You can-
it's
you can
so...
crank it out
It's
in an
such an
Oh.
easy ask.
This was my first key VN, actually.
Oh, nice. It was mine, too, because
Yep.
I didn't really know
I
that
think
it
it
was
was-
key. I didn't know that it was key back in the day when I read it.
I was wanting to, because I've been watching Maple play all of Clannad,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm like, oh yes, I'm excited for this someday.
Mhm.
And because to me, my understanding is that Key is maybe a very strong common inspiration for both Type Moon and Ryukishi.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So for me, I'm just like, oh, okay, now it's time for this common ancestor thing. And that's really interesting to me. So I'm excited about Clannad, but it's also like 60 hours long. It's a very big
Yeah,
story.
it's a big thing.
It's a big ask, and that seems like the one that folks have the most fun with. I think if I jumped in with like the 30-hour one that is like fan translated, that people don't seem to have like as strong a reaction with that.
Yeah.
I feel like I just want to go in with the big one. Except that they had a 3-hour kinetic VN, and it's not the same writer as Clannad, but it is a big key thing.
It's very much invoking a lot of the same kind of energy that I think all key works like to kind of pull from.
That was something that was very funny to me, is because I booted it up, and then like within the first scene, there's somebody said, "Oh, it looks like a short young woman," and then he asks, and she's a robot, and he asks, "Are you broken?" And she says, "Yes, I am just a little broken." And I'm like, "Yes."
She's so matter of fact.
I'm like, "Yes, this is what I wanted out of Key. Thank you."
John just cannot get enough
Right
broken
away.
women.
That's just right there in the first scene. I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Right.
It's like, you know, you get ruins and cute girls.
Yeah.
With TV, broken women.
Apparently. So I came from it because I have a very strong I have a pretty strong understanding of Key's like pedigree and what they're known for. And so I kind of came into it like making that joke and being like, aha, all right, I'm finally gonna read a Key VN. Let's see if they can get me. Let's see if they can get me kind of caring.
Yeah.
If they can make this big feelsy story that like people say. And I think the cool thing with this VN is I went in with all those preconceptions. I went in basically kind of knowing the trajectory it would take, and it still completely surprised me with the specifics of how that goes down.
Yeah.
It's much smarter than I think I certainly than I gave it credit for going into it.
I went into that thing expecting so much surface level shit, expecting it to just be very like, oh, okay, I know what people say about Clannad, and that's what I'm probably going to get out of this, but on a smaller scale. And it's like, oh no, there's really good nuanced writing here. Good communication, there's good interactions. There's so much meat to those interactions.
Yep. It was also really nice because I just came off of a really long visual novel.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really refreshing to just play like a 3-hour VN. Like, oh yeah, these things are also really good at short fiction.
Yep.
Like I kind of had the tunnel blinders on from being in the long form 100-hour game for so long. Mm-hmm. And then I forgot, like, oh, you can make a story that feels that is this strong within a very constrained space.
Yeah.
With literally like 2 characters.
Yep.
And just their just their interactions.
Yeah, it's just 2 characters. It's just this world and these 2 characters.
It's so cool. It's such a strong setting. They do so much good work with that and the way that informs the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it goes just like several steps beyond the surface level kind of experience you think you're going to get out of it. And I can very easily see other people coming away from it thinking it was just that surface level thing. Yeah. And I wouldn't say that they're even wrong if they say that.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't appreciate the way this story plays out and works on you. But for me, I was like, okay, I'm already down for this, what this kind of story is doing. And then this is really earning everything it's doing.
Yeah.
With actual smart themes and cool ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You should play this, Rhett. It's very good.
Yeah.
I literally just bought it on Steam.
Just bought it, yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. Yep. Yeah. This is good. This is a great little story. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think I need to say much more about it. It's really pretty. It's got a couple.
Oh, yeah.
It's got some very strong. No, there's not much I want to say about it. It does a whole lot with very little.
Yeah, just let it happen. Just let that visual novel happen. That's all you got to do. Just to go in
and
set yourself down. Try to do it in one. I think it's most affecting in one go. Like just do it all at once if you can.
You overestimate my attention span.
Dude,
I did it in 3 sittings.
Yeah,
I had
okay, even John did it. Okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, this was when man, my experience with this game was buck fucking wild. So I came off of this game. I came to this game after having finished Tsukihime. That like getting through that fucking dreck and then coming out the other side, even wanting to touch visual novels again. Like, I am not letting you pull me into your magnet tar pit trap. Never again. But
that's so fucking funny.
But I gave this one a chance, and it was just like, man, this was the visual novel that I read that probably most made me want to go, I want to make one of these.
Wow.
Absolutely. It's so energizing.
It was this and Narkisu, which I read a couple of years later, I think.
Nice. That one's on my list, actually. I own that one.
Yeah, like I play it was Planetarian and Narkisu that really made me want to get into exploring that space and trying to write fiction like that. And it would be like 12 years before I finally got around to it, unfortunately. There were a couple misfires along the way that I tried to get started but never really went anywhere.
Well, thank you for reaching out to me. I'm very glad that we did that.
Yeah, and all it took was we know the devil pissing me off enough. Like, it turned out I just needed to. I really needed to just get another one to get under my skin enough to where you're like, I can do this better.
So good visual novels, Planetarian and Narkisu.
Yes.
Bad visual novels, Tsukihime and Lean of the
And
Devil.
Lean the Devil. Yes. Yeah. Those. Yeah.
Just a small point. Narkisu first and second is actually just free on Steam.
Renpai existed when I read Planetarian already. So like that, those were my initial shots at writing visual novels. Was like Renpai back in 2008. So Renpai's been around for a while.
Gotcha.
Yeah. People mentioned in the chat that
the
I had to wait for Renpai to exist, and I was like, no, Renpai existed already. It's been around.
It's really funny to me because I came off of a very long VN that I really liked, and I still was like, "Oh, this is so tight. This is just getting so much done in so little time."
Yeah.
In comparison to what I just came off of, so it still like was very striking as just kind of a chaser there. Having it be a chaser for an extremely long and bloated visual novel that's also very bad.
Holy shit! We've sold like 3 copies of Planetarian in 5 minutes. 3 people in chat, I think, have bought it.
Nice.
3 people on my friends list have bought it in the last 5 minutes. Jesus Christ!
Aww.
Fuck it, give these
Damn,
people money.
we got some.
Give these people money. I'll
This
buy
is-
it myself. I don't care. Look at this.
And they say streaming doesn't.
And they
suck.
say streaming, like, yeah, they want to, like, yeah, we should pay them, right? There we go. I'll purchase it for myself as well.
And it's a kinetic VN also.
Yeah,
Which I like.
no choices,
I haven't
no
played a lot
ending
of
bullshit
those.
to fart around with.
Is that what kinetic?
Just fucking read it.
Yeah, kinetic is
Planetarian.
just kinetic is just straight through, no choices. There you go.
Huh.
There you go. I picked up another copy myself. There you go.
Jeez.
They're gonna be like, how the
There's
fuck,
another-
the fuck did we just sell like 15 copies of this damn game in a span of an hour? What happened?
There's another kinetic VN called Harmonia by Key that came
Yeah.
out a lot later.
Yeah.
And that one's like 5 hours. So I own that one. I might check it out in the future.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was really strong, and it makes me excited for more Key stuff. I obviously I don't expect Clannad to be.
No.
I have a friend who he really likes Planetarian and Clannad, and like I said, I don't expect their giant big mega game to be this precise.
No,
and,
like
Yeah.
Clannad, like I have sampled it, and it's like, it is not for me in the
Mhm.
slightest. Nope, I'm out.
Gotcha.
I feel like in the
Um,
West, Clannad is more known for the anime adaptation.
Yeah. And to its credit, those
Mhm.
seem to be well received by critics and fans of the series alike. It seems like they actually really nailed what that series is, what that VN did. So
That's cool. But I'm here for the vibe.
yeah,
But yeah, and it just being short fiction was really nice because like I'm probably not going to make a 100-hour visual novel.
I
But
know.
think
Like
they are
any
because-
visual novel I make is going to be 1 to 3 hours.
Yeah, because that's so it's like, oh yeah, this is a format I can work in, and that's always nice. That's kind of my number one advice. I've actually had a lot of friends talking about creative stuff lately, and I think my number one advice is to consume media within the scope that is made within the scope and format that you could conceivably make.
Yep.
So play more. Like obviously we probably don't have the production values to make something quite as like luscious as Planetarian.
No.
But we can work within the same story scope
Yep.
as Planetarian. And even then there's not that much art to it. There's
No.
like 3 CGs.
There's 3 CGs. The backgrounds, like there's a scant few backgrounds, like, but they're very well done.
Yep.
The music, you know,
Oh god,
okay.
there are some visual moments.
Ooh, real good. Be like, see, we take the scope of something like Planetarian and then mix it with the art and sensibilities and practicality of something like Higurashi. Easily done.
Absolutely. And then a bunch of us can make visual novels. And it feels really good.
We should all make
It's
visual
very funny.
novels. Let's all make visual novels. I want that to be the project. I want us to all have like
Oh
a
my
visual
God.
novel convention, and we all make a visual novel and present it to the class.
Perfect. I think that sounds RPG Maker games are acceptable.
RPG
That's
Maker,
also-
yeah, like, because you can do fully narrative thing. Like, hey, Lonely Wolf treat, fantastic.
I have a friend that made a really dope thing, and yeah, I'm actually going to post this in the chat.
Go for it.
But I have a friend who just posted a very dope GB Studio game as well.
Oh yeah, I looked at that last night.
That was just a really nice.
Game Boy Studio is getting really interesting. Like you can make shmups in that thing now.
Holy shit, that's wild.
Yeah, like Game Boy Studio, and I did like a mock-up of her Lullaby in it last year, and that was just like I only had images to work with and like a text box. So
here it is. It's called Golden Rays of Sunshine.
Yep. It's
this very nice 5 to 10 minute game that I had a really nice time with.
Yeah.
And if it matters, and if this is a seller for you, it's pretty gay.
It's real gay. Way. Yep.
I really like that. June mentioned wanting to make a Rustblood VN. I played Rustblood a year before Remnants came out, and I was like, so when I saw Remnants, I was like, oh, I remember this. Excellent. So that was June's Twine game.
Oh,
from a while back.
Cool.
Really tasty textures.
Mm.
Oh, June was just saying, is Rustblood a VN? I think Rustblood is interactive fiction. And I think visual novels are a subset of interactive fiction.
Yeah. Like I made website early like late 90s, early 2000s that was just, it was a way of me experimenting with how to tell stories using an online format that basically just like, this is kind of like what visual novels are looking back at it, because it just used like frames, and then you would like use like the left and right, there were like left and right buttons that you could click under a pre-made text box. And it was I think I still might have the files for that. If I still have that, I will upload it. I'm gonna have to look on some drives later.
Holy cow.
Like that's like 99 2000 shit. On GeoCities, baby. It was on GeoCities.
Fuck yeah.
You know it's old when it's before I knew you.
What's that, Rhett?
It's old because it's before I knew you.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
That's a long time ago.
That's a long time ago. I remember like trying to write some choose your own adventure story around that time. Yeah. And doing it as the website. Didn't ever get anywhere though.
It was a lot harder to do then. Like yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course I was crazy. Like the first thing I tried to do is have one of the choices at the start matter at the end.
Yeah,
so I wanted to have like 2 entire copies of the entire thing just to fuck you at the end in one of them. He goes, "Oh, you didn't press the red button like we told you in the first chapter. Sorry, you lose."
Excellent. I remember RPG Classics actually had a whole section of it was like a sprite comic, except it just had their custom avatar sprites talking back and forth, and it had like fiction, and they played Final Fantasy midis over the different conversations.
Oh man,
that's so good.
And I'm just like, yes,
this is the energy we need.
It's absolutely.
We need to game jam this shit.
Also more sprite comics for that matter.
Well,
Planetarian was a very beautiful story and also made me feel a lot of feelings creatively, and that's a really cool thing. Yeah. I have one other thing I can talk about, but I think we can talk about that one in a bit.
All right.
Hey,
Brett.
Hello.
Hey, you.
Hey.
Looking sexy over there. You bad really. Cell. I'm the judge.
Haven't had a haircut in a fucking year.
Dude, that's my jam. That gives me things to pull on.
That's some wife fucker energy.
That's wife fucker energy, and that gives me shit to pull on.
Oh God, exactly.
Like, think about that. Everywhere. If you're down there just gnawing away at the business, right? Think about that. Just grab the hair and just be like, "Fucking yeah, it feels real good, man." Think about that, man.
Molly, are you kind of pent up?
No.
You're bringing a specific vibe here. It's between this and the intro.
Maybe. How's it going?
I mean, she literally opened by saying wrote porn this week.
I think you might be pent up.
Hey man, it's
need an outlet.
It's pandemic time. What can you do?
It's pandemic time. It's quarantine horny.
Yeah.
Hey, Rhett.
Hello.
Hey.
I always envision how my intros are going to go, and it's never anywhere close to. reality.
You know how it goes here. You know, like
Exactly.
you've been doing this long enough to know that things are
6
never...
years, apparently.
6 years.
6 years.
You've been doing this long enough to know that shit's never going to be conventional. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So what you been up to?
I played some smaller games.
Smaller game? You play small games?
See, when I say that, it's a joke because to me, a small game is like, it was only $15 on Steam instead of $60.
And it was 50 hours.
No, they were like 4 to 5 hours each.
Okay. What'd you play?
So I played Carry On, which is...
Oh, this shit looks good.
Nope.
This is a little 2D action game where you play as a horror movie monster, basically.
You're just a horror.
Yeah, you are just this fucking red blob of tentacles, basically.
You're a tentacle monster.
Yeah, I kind of realized. And you float around basically because like it just automatically climbs onto any grabs onto any surface. Like there's no actual like skill. So like everyone else is in a 2D world and you're kind of playing it almost like it's a top down.
Mm-hmm.
And you grab people and fucking eat them and just fucking destroy everything.
Do you grab people and eat them, or do you grab people and fuck and eat them?
I mean, you can slam them into the wall and like break them in half if you want, and then eat them. But
I thought
you do a lot of murder.
I just thought it was the funny way you said that was just really like you grab people and fuck and eat them.
Oh.
See, normally I would be the one bringing the horny energy to this segment, but I think this time it's Polly.
We gotta change things up every now and again.
Absolutely.
Look, just wait for mod support. There you go.
Actually, there is some sort of mod support because someone like made their own custom campaign.
Oh, interesting. So how you liking Carry On?
It's pretty good. I think its biggest flaw is that they released like a 15-minute long demo earlier this year. See, when I say earlier this year, I have no fucking idea.
Your eyes glaze over thinking about earlier this year.
I glaze over thinking of like April, May, and I go, at a period of time that existed.
Do April and May even exist?
Did they?
I'm not sure. I don't think that there's any proof.
I'm pretty sure that's when the demo, because the demo was, basically.
Because that's what Steam's been doing lately. They've been having these big, and they need to keep doing this because I think that it's really smart. Is letting you people play these free demos for games and hey, this is coming out. Like, do more of this because they actually promote smaller games.
Because advertising fucking important. Yeah, they recently had a whole fall. I think it was the fall. So who knows if the Carry On was in the spring one or something? It probably was. Mm-hmm. But time is an illusion in 2020.
Who knows what time it is in 2020?
So I think the problem is that the vertical slice, the demo was so good that you kind of got your fill maybe of the full game.
Oh, yeah. So you end up with that problem Minute has where it's just this is a cute idea.
Boy,
it didn't.
I will not in any way compare this to Minute saying, it's not good.
Okay.
Because Minute, I didn't play a demo and still got bored within 4 minutes.
Oof.
I still finished this. I just felt there's just that energy when you first start running into a room and just slaughtering everyone in there. And you have a good laugh and you go, well, I don't know how they'll sustain a whole game out of that. And then they kind of maybe don't a bit.
Yeah.
Because basically it's kind of a puzzle game in the end. Mm-hmm. Where there's traps and stuff set up to stop you and you have to use your abilities to circumvent them, get around them. Mm-hmm. One of the weirder things in the game is that you have certain powers at certain sizes of the monster. Mm-hmm. So when you're small you can shoot a sticky web out. I immediately realized oops, that's a horny thing, huh? So you can use that to pull switches and stuff. And there are spots where you can, deposit matter to make yourself smaller or bigger. Mm-hmm. So some of the puzzles are a little weird where it's as soon as you see one of those, you're like, oh, I know there's going to be some shenanigans. And then when you're medium sized, you can break through wood and stuff.
Depositing matter.
It's called It's deposit biomass in the
I
game.
know, but it's just depositing matter.
Like, everything about this game is kind of gross and
I
gnarly
know,
because
it's
it's
great.
a horror
It's
game.
fucking fantastic.
Like, the save points are you, like, infecting an area, and you're just spread out your body, and, like, the whole area turns into red and corrupted tentacles. Like,
right.
You are just turning this place into the
horror that is you.
Or just, like, the alien's lair from Contra. Like,
yes!
You're just infecting the whole thing.
Yes!
So, like, every level is just, going around and, like, spreading the corruption around and then killing everybody. Some of the combat isn't that great because, like, you are very floaty because, you literally float around, and then the enemies, they're either really weak or really strong. It's like there's these, like, mechs that are basically straight out of Alien, and they will fucking tear you up in, like, a couple seconds.
Oh, no.
So there's a bit of, strategizing, trying to be stealthy and get around them. Like, once you realize, like, oh, all you have to do is, like, get one tentacle up there and rip the cockpit out, and then you can just possess the guy inside, and then now you're in the mech.
Ooh.
Yeah, there is some fun stuff, like, you can slither into people and just start controlling them directly. So if you get inside a soldier and just start shooting the other guys. Oh, I'm always a big fan of games.
You're just turning on Polly every second. You're just getting her more and more jazzed up.
This is the most. It's so funny to me. Everything about this game is.
When you infect a civilian and then you exit, you just fucking explode out of their body.
Fuck yeah, you do. Fuck yeah, you do.
They don't let you do that with the military guys because, like, they might be required to solve a puzzle or something.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But the civilians just fucking explode. So, it kind of wore out its welcome maybe 80% of the way through, definitely, and then was kind of going through the motions through the end, and then it doesn't have a last boss or anything.
It sounds like Ape Out, where you kind of had a similar issue where it kind of, like, runs out of steam about halfway through.
I think Ape Out probably ran out of steam sooner than this did. Because I think, at least in this, because it is kind of doing a Metroidvania-ish progression.
Oh, right.
You do get some new powers towards the end that are fun. They're just like, because you eventually unlock a third size. So you get so big by the end, it's kind of crazy. Where, like, the controls, like, because you are just, like, this big blob of matter, like, the game isn't even sure which direction you're trying to move in. Because if you're, like, wrapped around in the corner and you press right, it's like, well...
Yeah, like, that could be, like, weirdly oriented to up or something.
Or, like, one part of you could go right down this hallway, or one part of you could go right down this hallway, and it doesn't know. And it's always like, okay, just try to back that ass up, and okay, this way, yeah. So instead of a final boss, it just has a big area with a shitload of scientists.
And you just go apeshit.
You just go apeshit for like 10 minutes, and I was like, yeah, that's probably actually the right way for the ending to go.
I think I gotta play this. I like it. It just sounds really nice and cathartic.
Yeah.
And it's got, like, maybe just enough thinky bits to kind of keep it from being totally brain dead.
It's definitely not totally brain dead at all. If anything, yeah. And then when you beat the game, it goes, unlock the demo area. Because I think the demo, like, wasn't actually from the game, because it unlocks the powers a little faster.
Right, okay.
So it's just cool, like, because the demo was a lot more of just, smash and break shit. It's just really fun grabbing people and just, even though there's no gameplay reward for it, just, hanging them in the air for like 4 seconds, like, I'm gonna eat you, I'm gonna eat you. And then you eat them.
And you eat them.
Yeah.
John would love this. John loves Vor. That's his entire brand.
It's just such good levels of pixel gore, like the way blood splatters and stains the environment around.
Yeah, like that. There's an art form to really good pixel gore like that.
Yeah.
This actually sounds a lot like a game I really wanted to make in, like, 6th grade. Which is a really funny thing.
Qualifying
like, I remember mapping out, like, a whole thing for growing extra parts and whatnot as you stormed around the laboratory.
Nice.
So I'm just like, yes, all right, good. Another game that I don't have to make ever.
Cool.
Take this game, give it to John in 6th grade. He'd flip his shit.
Oh, absolutely. That made me think of the first Legacy of Kain game, where you just can suck blood out of prisoners locked to the wall.
Yeah.
And it's their health packs.
So I did play one other game.
Yeah. What other game?
I played a game.
Does this one have war?
No, I played pretty much the total opposite from
the opposite of war.
Okay.
I
played a game called Manifold Garden.
Oh, this is artsy.
Oh! One of my mutuals was a big person on this. I'm really interested.
Nice. So this is a first-person puzzle game.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the one I was uploading screenshots for because the visual style is a huge part of this game.
Oh yeah, it's incredible looking.
It feels like kind of a successor to Anti-Chamber in times.
That's where my brain went. Yeah.
Where it just has this incredibly clean, smooth art style with like black lines and then like kind of pastel hints of color.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it looks very cool.
This looks so good.
And the other interesting thing about it is like virtually every area infinitely repeats.
Oh, interesting.
So like in that first screenshot there, you're just on the slope of like staircases going and going and going forever. And then there's a copy of all that above you. So the main mechanic in this game is that you can alter gravity. So like sometimes the puzzle is just like, how do I get over there with my limited geometry to flip gravity? Because like if you walk up to a wall and press space, the gravity will switch to make that the floor.
Oh.
And then you start falling in different directions. And
that's cool shit.
Yeah. So there's not a whole lot of like real puzzly mechanics. Like I think this game intentionally went kind of light on puzzles.
Yeah.
Because it could be so unbelievably complicated if they really went too hard on it.
Playing 3D spaces and navigating 3D spaces when you are actively fucking with them is something that like you still kind of you reserve that for the people who are really looking to make the esoteric shit. Like this is definitely something that I think very artsy, wants to have a little bit more appeal. This thing's had a lot of good press behind it, so
So the also the thing with Antichamber is that they had a bunch of these block puzzles.
Yeah.
The end effect was that like more than half of the game was basically block puzzles that didn't have much to do with the cool temporal stuff.
That's kind of where my divide was. With Antichambers, the block puzzle stuff. The block puzzle stuff pulled me out of the stuff that I was really actively liking about Antichamber.
So the thing in Antichamber is that, like you said, there was a bunch of puzzles like in the walls, just kind of like The Witness almost, or like you're just going up to a screen and doing a puzzle in it.
Yeah.
But there were blocks in the world itself, which this also does have.
Yeah.
The main thing being that the blocks will have little arrows on them, and they determine which way that block obeys gravity.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you put a block somewhere and then change your personal gravity, the block won't move with you. So then it's just stuck kind of up on the wall where you were.
Yeah.
So, like, you can do that to, like, make a staircase or something. So, like, there's one part that it was like, oh, this is very similar to how I solved a puzzle in Anti-Chamber. Because there was one part in that where I just took a bunch of blocks and, like, stacked them up over and over to make a staircase to get myself up.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have two cubes that have different gravities, so you put one on the wall and then change it so that the other one falls on top of it to get it where it wouldn't be able to go otherwise. So like that's kind of one of the other main mechanics is, block stuff, and then there's water that'll flow around and you can use the blocks to redirect it. And again, it gets really weird once you start messing with gravity on top of that.
Yeah.
But these, like, the puzzles don't ever get super complex. Like when they introduce the water, they do like one puzzle that's like super basic to so that this is a thing that exists, and then the next puzzle is basically the final exam.
Oh wow.
And it just goes on to something else after that.
There you go. Easy peasy. If you don't like it, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah. Like I only felt the game got pretty tricky right towards the end when there's like, a string of like 5 rooms that are just like, hey, it's puzzle time.
Yeah.
Because some of the puzzles, like, and again, when you're also dealing with spaces that repeat infinitely,
Mhm.
like they can be really visually overwhelming. And so a lot of the time, the puzzle is just figuring out the space that you're in. And I think just in general, the game is a lot of like absorbing the atmosphere and just moving around and looking at the pretty visuals. And then, oh yeah, there's a puzzle here. You should probably get to that. So pretty short. I had a good time though.
Cool.
Nice looking game. It
Yeah,
has
like this
kind of
game's got like
yeah.
such a good look, and I imagine in like in motion, this looks even better.
Yeah, because you're just never sure. Like, it's just such a journey through just like the space that is so unusual.
Yeah.
For a video game, and like so perfectly rendered in how they do everything. Because the thing about like that everything infinitely repeats is like as soon as you go into the first big open area, I just was like, fuck it, game, I'm gonna try to break you, and I just walked off the edge.
Yeah.
And then just fall for like a minute and then land on a thing, and I go, oh, I'm back where I was. Okay,
Nice.
I see what you're doing, game, and then you can just throw the gravity into any direction and still just walk off and then end up back where you were.
That's so fucking cool.
Cool.
Like some of the biggest puzzles are just like you just have to get to a spot, but like the way the world is designed, like if like a thing is like an hourglass shape, then you can't fall to the center to where you need to be. So like navigation puzzles are a big part of it in these huge kind of complex city environments.
Yeah, sounds really fun though.
Yeah, it's a nice game.
Cool. Does this maybe hit the itch that maybe we all kind of wanted from Antichamber but didn't fully get because it was?
I honestly really liked Antichamber. I'd probably still put that above this.
Okay.
I think my biggest issue with Antichamber is that they didn't have like forced anti-aliasing. So like they have this black and white visual style that never looked right.
Yeah, it's a little sharp.
Yeah, this one is much, cleaner.
Cool.
Looking.
Cool, I can see that.
Yeah, Antichamber is weird though because it feels like it's trying to do like 3 games worth of stuff where like you have like the weird like don't look at the eye stuff or like looping environments and then the puzzles
and then the
walls and then the tiers of guns, so it is a little more scattershot, whereas this is definitely more focused,
just doing its one thing, and it sounds like it's doing it well. So
yeah,
cool.
Anything else before we move on?
I played one other game, but I think we'll
run it around the table again. All right.
Yeah
5-minute break.
Sure.
All right, we will be right back. Stay tuned, everybody.
God, this isn't going to be a short one. Someone's typing loudly. Okay.
Being very rude. Typing.
I
very
feel like you
loudly.
probably could have done that because I was muted and Polly wasn't, and you weren't typing, so you could probably know that it was Polly.
Yeah, you could have looked at that and been, hey,
Uh-huh.
look at that.
Cool.
I didn't
I
look
don't know,
because someone
right?
is spamming the shit out of Umi and Echo stuff on my timeline.
Oh, really? Is it good or bad,
Yeah.
Umineko shit?
I mean, it's all this one meme format. I retweeted like one of them.
Oh, okay, let me have a look. Let me see here.
I think I did.
I don't see any. At least not in the recent.
Can I read it? Speaking of horny, can I read a screen cap that I
Sure.
just got texted?
Sure.
I felt like I had turned into a little kid. Memories from kindergarten came to mind. My face must have been red. I felt embarrassed, but also like I was in heaven. Satoshi-kun stroked me as though petting a cat. I was blushing with my eyes closed. I felt helpless, like a girl being treated by the dentist with her mouth open and her eyes shut.
There's some fun ways of describing being a horny teenager.
I closed my eyes and waited for Satoshi to finish.
The caption is just, okay.
Hey, man, it's not. At least it's several levels above Nasu writing weird things that seem horny.
I get it. It's real. I feel her. I'm like, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I
it
feel
feels
like
just
Nasu-
like the dentist. Thank you for the 100 bits, Beepner.
I feel like we're very close to coming full circle on Tsukihime because I remember that being like a joke meme of like, all he does is compare sex to mollusks.
Yeah.
And now we're back to tentacle stuff, and I'm just like,
I mean, did we? You stare into the abyss long enough, you become the tentacle monster. That's kind of how it goes, right? You stare into the abyss long enough, you are going to be riding the horny tentacle. It's consensual, though. I promise you. It's consenticles. Huh?
Ryukishi horny teen is a lot more palatable than Nasu horny teen.
Yeah. Like I feel like Ryukishi understands that people and characters and stories sometimes need to be like, real awkward people, not weird rapey people.
Yeah, that's a big difference, huh?
Yeah, like it's hugely different. Beepner in the chat, unleashing the Kraken. Just boom, there it is.
You stare into the abyss long enough. God. Horny at the dentist. I have tried so hard to make the experience of being at the dentist at all fun, and it never works. It's
I
always,
in no way will ever in my life consider anything dentally horny or alluring or arousing in any way imaginable. No. I got way too many issues.
got an anime for
right?
you that might change your mind.
Oh no. Are we going to talk about that anime?
That's different.
Oh my god. Why do I keep doing this?
6 years, we're done.
Yeah. That's like that's what everybody strives for, right? Like 6 years.
And then somebody brings up the toothbrush anime, and then that's it. Then
I don't know what the context for this is.
No, please don't tell her.
Is it that bad?
Okay.
Is it just weird? Is it just weird, like brushing someone's teeth? Is that the thing?
It's definitely an anime where there's a horny scene where somebody brushes somebody else's teeth. I think it might be a brother sister thing, so it's extra weird.
It's also brother sister thing.
Right. Okay. You know. Hey, John.
Yeah?
What else? Get us out of this. Get us out of this segment somehow. Like, just come on, pull the stick back for us. I need to know that you're here to help pull
Beepner
us.
says, I like dental. Beepner replies to Tom mentioning dental gags, and he says, I like dental gags. My favorite is only floss the ones you want to keep. That's a good dental gag.
It's good.
Beepner, you're right.
You're not wrong.
If anyone else has other good dental gags, please post them in the chat.
Yeah. Just go ahead, get it out of your system. Go right ahead.
I have another thing I played.
What did
Literally one other thing.
Okay.
I finished Higurashi Minagoroshi and Higurashi Matsuribayashi. And I think last time I had played Higurashi Miyakashi and Higurashi Tsumiborohoshi.
You blitzed the last 2 games of this series, which, when we divide it up over my stream time, is going to be 40 hours of game. You did this in like 3 days.
Okay, so I have all the dates here.
Okay.
October 3rd to October 8th, Higurashi When Kai, Chapter 5, Miyakashi. October 9th to October 11th, Higurashi When Kai, Chapter 6, Tsumiborohoshi.
That
was the fast.
Yeah, that one's
That
really
one was just
bad.
boom. 2 days.
Yep.
Done.
It was over the weekend, so I just... October 12th to October 17th, Minagoroshi. October 18th to October 26th, Matsuribayashi. So that was the slowest one.
Okay, that was... Yeah, like, Matsuribayashi is pretty big.
It's a big boy.
He's a big old boy. It's got a lot.
How we doing on that Sayara redemption arc?
That's Sayara. I don't know that Sayara's... I don't know if we're going to win him back. I don't think it worked. I don't think it worked.
I actually yapped with Sayara about that for a while, because I was like...
Hey.
We can talk about that more later, but Higurashi's perspective on redemption or love and forgiveness and everything, I think is really neat.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So yeah, I finished Higurashi.
I
think it's my favorite visual novel.
It's yeah, it's got a real good climax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so good, and the gimmick that they kind of bring up a few chapters in, where it's kind of just like it's like a super exposition land, so to speak, but kind of like giving you all of the facts at this point. It's like, here's literally everything you've ever had a question about, and he's got a cognizant answer for everything.
Huh.
Which is super cool.
Yeah, it's
for something that is like 4 games of being completely inscrutable.
Yeah,
like four long games of what the fuck.
It kind of feels like something that didn't ever get across to me in the anime, where I was just like, yeah, I'm sure this makes a little more sense in the VN.
Yeah, there's so much that Matsuribayashi does with fleshing out the characters that aren't the main cast. We spend a lot of time away from, Club Hinamizawa for a while to kind of get into the nuance of everything going on around them that's facilitating the rest of the series and helps make everything make sense, because they have an explanation for everything and it's not bullshitty.
Nope, it feels very thought out and well done, and it's all building up to just absolute stunning catharsis. Like, it's a really fabulous ending.
Well, I hope I get an answer for why one character is so stupid.
Well,
I don't know which character.
I'm not confident on that.
Okay.
Oh my god, I love all of them. I love all the details. I think that ultimately Tsumiborohoshi and Miyagoroshi were I liked a little more because they were focusing more on the club. Yeah, and that's going to be a little more high energy and fun than when you are filling in a lot of plot details and a lot of sad backstory for grown-ups.
And there's one moment in Matsuribayashi where it's literally like the second chapter where I had a meltdown on stream that was like, why is this here? We only needed at most 2 minutes of the exposition they're giving, and then literally like, no, I read this Wikipedia article and I am incorporating every word. There's really only one part of this story and one incident that mattered. And it's just like, you could have just got to that. And you can tell that it's the only part that mattered because, boy, oh boy, they stopped the voice acting for about 90% of that scene.
Oh, wow.
So you know that we only needed one part of this to work. And, oh boy.
I believe Kojima wrote that chapter.
Oh no, because Kojima can write that kind of shit and still make it interesting or entertaining in some way. This is just fucking dry Wikipedia article. It's two adults trying to talk, but the only thing that they're allowed to say are the exact words in the Wikipedia article. There's no like character, there's no emoting here. It's just words.
They needed a Solid Snake character to just repeat things back into question.
Hey, I've proven that can work.
Did you include that video in?
It's in episode 2.
Nice.
Yeah. So dumb.
So it winds up, that's probably my overall effect, is that it's really funny because we hopped on Twitter with another friend who was talking about the parts that they felt were like the slow parts.
Yeah.
It was really funny because for them it was the club stuff and the question arcs. And for me, probably the slower parts are the games and arcs that focus more on people outside that core group.
Yeah.
So Imatsubishi, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Matsuri Bayashi, and to an extent, kind of Miyakashi, because that's very much Shion. I think that the first half of Miyakashi is probably my favorite individual story.
Yeah, absolutely.
In Higurashi. But then the back half it's still very feelingsy, but it's also doing kind of a lot of, and now we're going to do the magic trick, we talked about that in the last podcast.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of time away from the club. It's a lot of time away from the main cast. A lot of time without that kind of positive energy.
The positive energy, the warmth that you've already gathered by being with these characters and having that big moment at the end of Minagoroshi where the client, like you have that moment, and then to immediately not go right back into that, I can see how being away from that incredible moment of warmth, being pulled away from that into, all right, now it's time for adults to be adults, and oh boy, it's real bureaucratic and shitty.
Yep. And sad.
Oh, like it works on me. I'll say that, like, the things that they did, you're always going to get me with things being unfair for a child. You're always going to hurt me that way. I'm so susceptible to that. And they play this very well.
Yeah, the villain backstory at the start was really strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the fragments, all those backstory bits. There's a bunch of stuff with Irie I really love.
Yeah, we really got in the last stream. The last stream might as well just have been called like the Irie expansion hour, where we got into every bit of lore surrounding him, and it's really, really good.
I went and listened to a Sawbones on his particular area of expertise and shared that with you on the podcast.
Yeah. I listened to that. It's real good.
Wow. This is all very relevant, actually. Yep.
Wait, was this specifically a Higurashi episode? Or is it just a coincidence?
No.
It's a coincidence. Okay. It was just like, they did an episode on EDA's area of expertise.
Okay.
And it's storied history.
And it's frightening.
Oh, wow.
It's frightening.
Huh. It is frightening, but Raven says he destroyed any sympathy I had with Irie. I wouldn't say that.
I think Irie is a complicated character.
He's trying. Yeah, exactly.
I think that there's still more of this story to be told. We haven't hit everything yet, so.
Every grown up in this story has an absolutely over the top amazing moment.
Yeah.
Later on, and Irie's is a standout.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I'm playing it close to my chest. I know what the moment is, but I'm streaming this game for people who, haven't seen it, so I can't say. I know what you're talking about, and I'm very excited to get there.
So yeah, that was all really nice. Basically, like that's my only overall thinking and take as far as a criticism goes. It's just that it's not that the story as it is bad or wrong. It's that the last chapter involves a lot of catharsis and explanation for the characters that aren't the emotional core for me.
Yeah.
And all those catharses are really strong and well done.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's easy to imagine like a 4 or 5 game version of the story that just kind of zeroes in the focus a little bit and has like a little less fall in that cast.
I think that that's sort of what the console versions did, is that they excised some of that stuff or kind of like tidied it up to the point to where you are kind of with that emotional core for the most part now, and that was probably a criticism that even Ryukishi himself probably realized, is that stuff might be a little drier than it needed to be.
I actually read a little summary, which is unfortunate, maybe dumb, but I have an idea of what the approach is for the alternate 8th game.
Yeah.
On the console version. It sounds very interesting.
Yeah, we're going to stream that, but not immediately. So I'm going to keep myself blind to that.
So I think that's very neat.
If that's the version that's on PS2, then isn't the dialogue that similar then for it to be voiced in this arc?
There's some similarities, but everything's still got like the mod that I'm using has all that shit figured out. So.
It's just weird because if Matsuburi she whatever it's called was never actually ported to consoles, then why is it voiced?
That's a weird thing. Is that I don't.
That's
know.
what I'm still.
I have no.
Okay, we don't know because I'm like expecting the voices to just drop out at a point.
Yeah, because I've not played. I've not played fully through a Matsuri, so and that's the one that I own. I own that one on PS2, so that's where I know a lot of stuff came from. But I just know that Matsuri Bayashi has not been the ending they go with on any of the other console versions. So
I just wonder if it was just because they cut so much that they just gave it a new name, or if it actually is different in places.
We'll find out.
Cool.
Gotta get everybody's episode rankings in at the end.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I did that with some friends, and we got some pretty wildly varied responses, which is fun.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, like when we do the final podcast, I'm gonna have everybody rank the arcs. Like, how did you feel? Like all 8 arcs, where do they land for you? That'll be fun.
That's also a preview of Polly's Game of the Year list.
Just like the first 8, like 8-1, easy. I got this shit figured out this year.
But yeah, that is the extent of like my critical idea is like, I think this is very good as a story that it is. It's easy. I can imagine a version of the story that is smaller in scope.
Yeah.
And maybe feels a little more honed in a couple respects while also lacking a lot of the big feelings moments that this one does.
Yeah.
There's a moment in Matsuri Bayashi where I'm just like, all right, this is it. This is definitely the scene where he was crying while writing this. I can so much money on he was crying while writing this specific scene, and it's aspects of how it comes across where I'm just like, yes. So yeah, that I think for me still the emotional peak was Sumihiro Boshi. And then Nina Goroshi. I think that's just a function of it being a really long story. Is that you're not gonna just build and build and build and build for the whole thing.
Yeah,
you're gonna hit.
You've got to pay off at some point.
Yeah, unpack. And Matsuri Bayashi is the unpacking game, and I really appreciate that. And it's definitely not. And the whole back half of that game is wild.
I'm so here for it. I cannot wait to get to that.
Yep, y'all have a great time. There's a lot of great musical moments. I also have a segment to do with y'all.
Segment.
We got some RPG tunes, or is it different?
You never got back. welcome to the concert hall. I don't know what we want to call this.
I have no idea what to call this.
Me neither. You said you were going to come up with something, and we never did.
Yeah, imagine it's 2020 and I didn't think of a thing that I said I was going to do. Boy, it's like following through is hard. All right, John, I'm going to click this link and we're going to get the music playing. Are
It's
you
the
ready?
RPG Rhapsody.
All right, here we go. Hold on. I promise I know how to do this. I'm not.
I should probably be listening to it.
Oh, this is an army marching on a capital.
That's your vibe. Brett, would you have a takeaway?
I think the hero is doing something triumphant.
Oh, this is very triumphant.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got some comments here.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is the segment where we play RPG Maker music, and then I read some of the YouTube comments for it. It is meant to be in very good humor. I think this is a very pure and wonderful energy. I'm just excited to share it with you all. All right, so this is the Eye of the Tiger for RPG makers from 6 years ago. And then another comment is final airship theme before the final encounter fight. And then in quotes, for tomorrow! Exclamation
Oh
point.
God! I see this. I see that. I can hear this playing during a Reen Schwarzer speech. Forward towards tomorrow.
It's Sean Chiplock yapping over.
Yes, I can hear Sean Chiplock monologuing over this.
Now this is the big comment. The nostalgia that this song brings. Hero, I am a hero and I must save my town. Hero's friend, I must come aid you upon the way. Hero's brother, as shall I. This will be a huge, vigorous journey. Hero, thanks everyone. We better not waste time if we wish to let this all not be a waste. And then they walk off into the wilderness-like fields.
Yes!
I like the wilderness-like fields. We better not waste time if we wish to let this all not be a waste.
All right. But we've got to run the true test.
Okay.
Does it slap at 1.5 speed? We're about to find out. All right, ready?
Go for it.
Here we go. I don't know that I like it.
Oh, the drums are way too fast.
Yeah, the drums aren't getting any resonance off the resonance head, so yeah, this song, in fact, does not slap at 1.5.
You've heard it here first, folks. This was theme 1 from RPG Maker XP. Does not slap
at 1.5. But hey, definitely this is a Reen Schwarzer theme. He's gonna give some encouraging friendship speeches over that.
My first thought was actually it kind of sounds like Off-Brand Trails.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of Off-Brand Trailsy.
All right, next one.
We got another one.
Oh yeah, we're doing 3.
All right. What do we got?
This is Boss 4.
Boss 4. All right, let's see here.
Oh, I still had it at 1.5.
Oh, I think I do too. No, I'm good.
All right, so here are a number of ones. One response: Dracula Battle.
Oh yeah, that's
cool.
That's kind of like the easy choice there.
Yeah.
I used that music for a dragon boss who is the main character who lost control of the power, and for the first part of the final boss.
Oh yeah, this is very like the first form of the final boss before we kick into something major.
You know what this is.
It's the first form of the final boss.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, right?
Guys, you know what the track actually is.
What?
It's the final boss music in Mario 64.
Oh god.
It is though.
Oh god. Yeah, I can't hear it as anything else now.
Well, maybe you can hear it as this. Boss that should be final boss bit isn't. I used this theme against High Angel Celica and God of Destruction Goetia.
Oh man, High Angel Celica. Yeah, definitely. This would be High Angel Celica's jam.
The username was alright then. Alright, and then one last comment from Is this death? And then in quotes, no, I have conquered death. Bold. Boss transforms. quotes, your blood shall be the waters of and your heart shall be its eternal chalice.
There's so much Chuny energy here. I'm loving it.
Love it.
But
That kind of sounds like your blood shall be the waters of life, and your heart shall be its eternal chalice. That sounds like they're just gonna live forever.
yeah,
right?
that's I don't think that they thought out that. It sounds good when you say it really fast and don't pay any mind to it.
So Chuny energy.
But does it slap at 1.5?
That's the real question.
Let's find out. All right, 1.5. Here we go.
I like one of the other comments.
Yep.
What?
Ooh, this fits one of my characters, the demon named Qatar, in my Mong. It fits him, all caps, perfectly.
I have that one. I didn't put it in my paint.
Okay, playing this really fast is like, oh hey, it's Castlevania on Game Boy.
Excellent.
Yeah, like I this is like definitely Final Dracula form Game Boy energy here. I'm not gonna say that I like it more than original though. I think it's okay. It serves a purpose, but I think the original, especially with Dark Angel Celica, like I mean, once you said that, I just like wow, like how would I think anything else, right?
I get you. All right. Here's another one.
We got three. We got a threefer.
I think last one.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing three. We're doing three.
All right. We've got a third one coming up.
That is the segment.
All right.
So the unique thing about RPG Maker is the XP specifically is that all of the music sounds insanely overdramatic. So
Oh yeah.
To the point where like in Battle 1 sounds like a big boss.
A big boss fight. Yeah, I remember that.
So we're gonna go for Last Boss 03.
Last Boss 03. I'm predicting some very heavy Last Boss energy.
This is going to be skin melting Last Boss energy.
Okay, a little quiet start.
And then in come the
All right.
drums.
Yep.
Okay, now we're settled into the groove. Okay, yeah. Like, I can already see, like, a Lavos type final boss here.
I was thinking Chrono Trigger as well.
Yeah,
That's
it's
wild.
very Chrono Triggery. It's got Chrono Trigger instrumentation, it feels like, yeah. So what's the story
Just
to
a
go with
couple
this,
here.
John?
Well, again from Alright then.
Alright.
Final fight. You fouled Kirasat's plans. Now he makes one last stand to obliterate you. Chris Strider says, "Let us fight, my comrades. We've sacrificed a lot to get to this point. Let's not have Abel's death be in vain."
Damn.
Of course. Onward!
That's deep, man. Especially bringing up the death like that. Man, that's just not... It just gets me right in my heart, man. Jesus Christ.
Ah, yes, my 1000 fights with Scourge song. Very good. I never completed it, but I can remember the moment when the final boss battle starts was like this, and then all with strike through going through it, flying on the back of the cosmic eagle. Sorry, closed. A soldier raises his sword to the sky, prepared to fight against the creator of all. Just the creator of all.
That's the creator of
And
all.
then, an asterisk, the protagonist proceeds fight against God with his tamed beast.
I mean, yeah. These are just Rush lyrics!
Kothos EX final boss, my antagonist at my game, Fluxus 1, Exodus. Very good.
Right.
And now, are you ready for the best Chuny energy possible?
Oh god, give it to me!
The sun is ready to burn everything. Will you release your soul to fight the beast within?
Yes!
Thank you, RPG Maker Music Master, for specifying this music was created by Enterbrain and not by me.
Good point. This is not going to slap.
It has
at
153
1.5.
likes and only 2 dislikes.
Yeah, 2 dislikes, but this is not going to slap at 1.5. It's too drummy. I don't think I'm even going to try.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too drummy.
Cool. So that's
That's the segment.
the unnamed segment. The MIDI hall. I don't know.
We'll get a
All
name
middies.
for it. We'll get a name for it. It works really well when we have these episodes that are a little shorter than normal. It gives us a little something extra to do. Good to keep that in the old back pocket there. Pull that out.
I know. I'm saving the tracks that I use.
Absolutely.
Make sure I don't double dip.
Yeah, good. Smart move.
That is everything.
That
is everything I've been up to.
All right. Rhett!
Hi.
Yo!
Hello.
Big penis guy.
Sure.
That's you.
That's me.
How's it going?
I have resumed the quest to beat Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Oh my. This is another valiant effort for you to beat RPGs that literally nobody else can beat. Because everybody...
I think Effie beat this one.
Yeah, I think she did.
Nobody ever talks
about this game. No. She talks about it, and After 5 talk about it. Those are the only two people I know that actually talk about this game. But now...
Jetstorm as well.
Jetstorm's probably played this, but has he beaten it? Have you beaten it?
Nope.
No, wait a minute. That is not... That is, at the start of the day, this is not what I was told. This is not what I was promised. You said...
Okay, so...
All right. Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
I did every single side quest in order to unlock the true ending. I did the final dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
I got to the final boss. I posted a screenshot there with them going, "This is it, the final battle." And they say the final battle so many times, but they're like, "Okay, for real, underline, for realsies, this is the last one." So I tweet out that final boss.
Final boss. We're doing it.
40 minutes later, I tweet out, "I lost, lol."
Oh no! Oh
no! So that's not entirely fighting. There is probably 20 minutes of cinematics, but it is a pretty long final boss fight. And then you get his HP to 0, and it resets, and there's a second final boss.
Oh yeah, that's that good SMT energy.
And then you get him to about halfway and lose, and they go,
"Oh,
don't think that was one of those. Oh, yep, that's the title screen there, huh?" It just kick you back.
No. Man, you gotta love those fights where when they hit you so hard and it seems like such bullshit, and you put the controller down because you're like, "Oh, okay, I'm supposed to lose this one," and then the game over pops up, and you're like,
"Yeah,
oh, those are the fucking best. Those get me every fucking time too."
The last boss is just hitting me so hard where one character is going down every round.
Oh, no.
And so getting them back up is using the majority of my turns to heal up.
Yeah.
And then they just attack again and knock people down. There's one attack that is just huge AoE damage to everyone. So I went back and grinded 5 levels out and changed one of my party members out. And it's not doing enough to help.
Oh, no.
Because right before this podcast at 6:20, I was like, I'm going to give it another shot. So I'm currently halfway through the second floor.
Yes!
Exactly.
It's sitting there.
I put the switch into rest mode because I was like, oh shit, it's 6:45. I got to do a podcast.
Oh, man.
So I'm sitting there in the middle of the final boss right now.
Nice.
Okay, Jetstorm 4 says the answer is Yashiro. Interesting, because I did just unlock Flame immunity right before, but I don't use him. Basically, my big plan was to use Tsubasa because she's the best healer and she just is fucking dying every turn. It's just well, you're not doing much then, huh?
You got any Rakukaja or anything? Up your defense. You got a buff in Shin Megami Tensei games, Rhett.
Well, the real thing that really fucked me, I was like, so how are they going to handle weaknesses and elemental strengths on the last boss? It'll kind of fuck over certain characters if, the final boss just keeps doing fire and there's one character.
Yeah, that'd be a real fucking bummer, wouldn't it?
And there's just one character you use a lot that is just permanently vulnerable to fire. That would be really fucked, huh?
Well, Shin Megami Tensei has wall spells for a reason. Does it have red wall?
No, actually it doesn't.
Oh, you don't have red wall. Ooh, that's kind of a bummer.
Okay, so Rakuja or whatever is in there. Is that physical defense, or is that
Rakukaja is typically just all kinds of it's typically just a slash to all damage.
Okay.
It's just defense. It's typically how it works. I've not played around with Tokyo Mirage Session systems, but I do know that if I throw Rakukaja on in a Shin Megami Tensei game, I'm going to take less damage.
I definitely know the last boss has an AoE that is put you into negative offense and defense stats, which is real fun.
Yeah, debilitate sucks.
Yeah. See, I don't think Beepner says just equip a bunch of
Rhett,
resist flames.
Is this your first Mega 10 game, Rhett? I'm just
I
curious.
think it is, yeah.
I mean, yeah. So like, but stuff isn't the same. Like,
No, it's not 100%
just equip-
analogous. No.
I don't think there is a resist flame thing that I can equip on certain characters.
I think
Because like you get skills.
I think he was making a PSO reference.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Like who
But again-
used those in Phantasy Star? We only use Resist Saint. That's the only one we ever used.
Spread elf.
Spread elf legs the day after tomorrow, everybody.
Yeah. So I fell off this. God, time is 2020. It's an illusion.
It is. You're not wrong.
Because I was looking at my like games played list, and I was like, man, I picked this up 2 months ago.
Wow.
And then somehow
Feels
played
way
it for
longer,
huh?
huh?
I know. I picked it up end of August, and then played like 2 weeks. Played through the majority of it.
Mm-hmm.
Got like pretty close to the end apparently, and then fell off. Played Splunky 2. Played Mario Galaxy, Mario 64. I played 13 Sentinels. So I come back like a month and a half later. It's just like I don't even know this game anymore.
Yeah, that'd be a little weird.
So, like, I didn't actually have a hard time getting back into it, but it was kind of funny. Like, I started off at the start of Chapter 5, and that's the one that it apparently ends up going, yeah, we're going to tease that you're close to the end, but we need you to go do 3 of the other dungeons again, if you could, for me.
Good.
So I was like, kind of like, boy, I accidentally took a break in the perfect place because it didn't bug me as much as it probably would have.
Right.
It is hilarious though, where it's like, oh yeah, you got to go back to this place, and then you go back to that place, and there's like, oh, there's this barrier here. You have to go to these other 2 places first to open up this one.
Yeah.
So you just straight up do 3 of the dungeons again, basically.
Oh yeah.
And then you get to the final dungeon. It goes, anyways, Chapter 5 is over. Now we're Chapter 6. Oh, we need you to do one other new thing. Like. Also, like, the final area is in a place called the Cosmic Egg, and I just keep thinking of Sonic.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Anything egg, especially... there probably is a Cosmic Egg zone.
I wouldn't... Look at this Game Gear games. It's probably there.
There's, like, something like that. So, yeah, the final boss is
Egg Rocket and
Egg
then
Rocket.
Cosmic Angel zone.
Cosmic Angel.
And Sonic Advance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cosmic Angel right after the Egg Rocket.
Jeez.
That's very funny. All right.
I just think I like this game, but some of the menu stuff and just the overall pace of it does start to wear on me. Because, like, I spend so much time talking to Tiki because she is your equip and, like, upgrade girl. Like, so much of this game is just... Because when you have a weapon, it learns skills as you get experience.
Yeah.
And then equipping those and learning them and leveling them is, that's kind of the game. And then... Once you max out a weapon, you can reforge it as a +1 and relearn all those skills again to level them up further. And it's just never ending. Because when you're trying to play all 7 characters, or at least have them reasonably well equipped, where like every couple fights, someone is maxing out a weapon and being like, "Oh, if you're not switching their weapon out, you're losing experience," and just wanting to keep them, up to date and having everything and just. Endless amounts of like, even if it's only like 5 seconds to mash through forging a weapon, it just adds up over and over and over.
Yeah.
And then every time someone's rank goes up, you got to go back to Tiki and learn their new skill. Some of them are just like kind of useless. Like, oh, when you're in the field, you get 2 HP every step. Like, who fucking cares?
So bad. Yeah.
Just the amount of weapon stuff though, where it's like. I've got like 12 different weapons on the main guy, Itsuki.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of them are like +3, +4. So you start to think how many times I've just reforged stuff over and over and over and over. It's like, holy shit. just give me this. And then of course you start getting like, oh, this attack is super good against dragons.
Oh.
You might want to have that one, buddy.
Yeah. That's kind of important.
In case the final boss turns out to be a dragon.
A dragon, yeah, that'd be a real good
Fire
one.
Emblem game? That doesn't sound right.
So that's the funny thing is like the whole Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem stuff of this has always felt pretty flimsy.
Yeah.
Until the end, and it just turns into a Fire Emblem.
Guys, we were making a Shin Megami Tensei game that looked a little like Persona 5, and then it's just like Nintendo, like, hey, can we get in on that? We'll help pay for it. Just put a little Fire Emblem in it for us, and then I was like, oh, hey, we're right at the end of the project. Let's put a little bit of Fire Emblem. We got dragons. Did somebody model any dragons from any other games we've made?
That's definitely not what happened, because the Fire Emblem stuff is just way more prominent than because all the personas that you have are actually just Fire Emblem characters.
Right.
But the end of the story's really flimsy, so this isn't really spoilers or shocking or anything. They start talking about Garneth. He's the one who invaded the world and then wants to summon the Dark Dragon. And then I've only played Awakening, so I'm just like, is this the plot of every Fire Emblem game, or is it just because they only the characters in this are only from the original NES game and Awakening, so I'm like, maybe it just happens to be those two. But then you got to get the Dragon Stone and give it to Tiki, and I'm just like, man, I played Awakening, and this is just the same thing. And then they literally sing a Fire Emblem opera. It's amazingly stupid.
Where this game is amazingly stupid are the things that I like about it. Like when it's just absolutely off its fucking nut.
Yeah, like I like all the side quest stuff. I like the characters, and like the fact that a bunch of them end with like either like really funny acting skits or just J-pop songs is fun. Like most rewarding quests ever.
Basically. There you go. Yeah.
And then, that extra mile where like those the J-pop songs will show up in battle as special attacks.
Yeah.
It's really goofy.
Big dance routines in the middle of a fight. It's great.
So here I am fighting the Dark Dragon, and then they just keep stopping to do like these
big old idle routines. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. It's fantastic.
So the first time I'm fighting the boss, I'm letting them all play out. Now the second time,
it's just like, okay,
fuck this shit. Skip. I gotta beat this thing.
Maybe like when you're like at the boss's final couple thousand HP, you let them play out because you want to end on a good note. Like that's always fun.
Boy, if I lose the second round and I'm hanging on.
Yeah.
I might just put the difficulty down because I spent like 3 hours grinding and it didn't make a whole lot of difference.
Man, that's the worst feeling.
Because the problem is that
that's what it took for me to beat it. Go ahead. Yeah. That's what it took me to beat Xenoblade. Was just like, all right, I failed.
You've got to buckle down.
Rewind the save before.
Yeah.
Rewind the save to before the point of no return and just grind for like 3 hours.
Because what's killing me is that so you have to have Itsuki in the party.
Mm-hmm.
He's weak to fire.
Yeah.
Which is great. the main tank of the game, Mamori, is also weak to fire unless you have like a specific rare weapon.
Oh no.
So this dragon is just like, hey guys, guess what?
Hey!
So he keeps doing fire, so I gear up everyone to be as fire resistant as possible, and now he's just like, hey guys, check this out, lightning. I'm using lightning all the time now. I'm just like, fuck off, game, fuck off.
Yeah, the SMT and Persona has they always the real dickhole bosses will adapt. They just read your equipment and do something else. It's
rough.
Fuck off, you goddamn game.
That's very funny.
So it got to the point where the character I was trying to use as the healer, Tsubasa, just keeps, eating it every round.
Yeah.
I eventually, right now, I have the tank switched back in to see if he starts doing fire stuff again.
Mm.
And if I lose, I'm just going to fucking put the difficulty onto easy, because fuck it.
So what will it take for all three of us, to pick up and buy the Nocturne remake when it comes out and just commit to playing it?
I thought you were going to ask me what it would take to get us all to play Tokyo Mirage Session.
No. I was
going to say $800.
No.
I have literally less than zero interest in Shin Megami Tensei proper.
But Nocturne is super well done. It's got a real good story. It's just really fucking rough. It's very hard.
I absolutely want to play Nocturne.
Yeah.
Does the remake sound good so far?
The only problem I'm hearing about the remake is that the fusion spell stuff, like when you're creating new demons, the fusion stuff loads like a second or two slower because the models are more high res, so they don't pop in immediately. But you can't actually do anything while the model's loading in. That's the primary complaint that I've seen from people that have played it. But otherwise, it looks really fucking sharp. They took out the motion blur, which can be headache inducing of the original, so it looks really fucking sharp.
Cool.
I think I saw people complaining that the music is sampled from the PS2. And
Yeah, it sounds like they either don't have the source files, which is a big fucking no-no. It sounds like they either didn't have the source or they just did a straight port and like fancied up the graphics and didn't bother like bringing in uncompressed audio.
I think they just did a straight port because I saw a YouTube video. I'm 99% sure it was this game of just they have an album version that just sounds way better.
Yeah, like the original tunes obviously sound way better than the compressed PS2 versions. But the fact that like if they use the PS2 soundtrack, that's kind of bad.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I pretty much just want to be able to play a PS2 version, but like maybe prettier. So
yeah,
that works fine.
That's kind of like where I'm at.
Upgraded music would be great, but I don't want. My concern would be that I wouldn't be getting an authentic Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne experience. And if I make that decision, then what I'll just do is play it on my actual PS2
or an emulator.
Or on the PS3 or an emulator when the remake comes out, and we can absolutely all do it if you want. Because I want that game.
I'm not committing to anything.
Like I'm probably gonna buy it just because it's just like, what else do I have on my PS4? I gotta make that PS4 purchase seem worthwhile at some point.
You're literally playing a game on it right now.
I know, but I feel that like to have a console at the end of its lifespan, I feel like you need to have probably more games than I have on my PS4. I've only got like 6 games.
That's why I've got plenty on my PS4. That's where I'm at with my Switch. I'm like, oh
yeah, like that's why I'm not bothering with PS5 is because it's like I look at what I did with the PS4 and where I'm playing games now. It's like I can just shoot PC gameplay out to any TV in my house. So
yeah. Hey, Polly. Did you have Bloodborne?
I don't have Bloodborne right now.
Well,
remember, mine is for some reason stupid because it doesn't install properly.
Oh, my. Was that on the Pro or the original?
Both.
Did you ever have
It's the disc. Like the game is burnt wrong or something because every time I install that game... Okay, I'll explain the issue that I have with Bloodborne because it makes no fucking sense. I install the game loads up, it goes through the intro motions, I can create a character, everything. I get to the area where you started and you need to be able to examine things. You need to be able to pick up your weapon. None of the prompts work!
Okay, so both times you installed it was from the same disc?
Yes, same disc.
Okay.
And so like when I put it on a Pro, game did the same thing. I put it on a PS Classic or PS4 normal vanilla one, same problem. So something is wrong with the disc.
Okay.
Polly, did you use a key to scratch out the songs in Bloodborne you didn't like? And that's
oh
what made
my god! So apparently, I've literally never heard of or done this prior to it, but somebody posted on a vinyl Reddit or a forum somewhere asking if people key out songs that they don't like on vinyls. Meaning, take a key, go into the groove, and literally scratch a new groove so that your needle will go over this harsh, shitty groove that you just made to skip a song that you don't like. I saw this and I wanted to throw my PC out the window.
That is a beautiful troll.
Like, yeah. Like, if that is either a troll or somebody is... But, like, with as stupid as people are... I hate the fact that it's on that borderline of believable and not believable. I see it happening. Fuck, man. I'll get the Bloodborne someday.
Oh, something fun. something funny did happen with my PS4.
What?
It was my birthday on the 20th. I got the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Hey,
Oh, nice.
There you go. There's something to do.
I played the first up through the first boss fight with my friends there. And it was very fun. It's very pretty, and I felt a lot of feelings.
That opening especially.
It goes so ridiculous. That first boss.
Yeah, it's real good.
Like, it's very funny that they play little bits of One Winged Angel over the opening proper.
Yes, yes.
That is very funny. I'm very here for it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, once they get into those stars and then that intro, it's just like,
that opening punched
Final
me.
Fantasy VII.
That opening kicked me in the chest in a way that I was not expecting. It just like, oh man, I have so many feelings for that original game, don't I? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's a thing. Final Fantasy VII is really good.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, that game was super fucking incredible.
Mm-hmm. God. All right, I just interrupted with that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. We're probably winding down.
I mean, the fact that I just haven't quite finished this game, but I'm going to go do so.
Since you're going to literally get off of this podcast and pick up this fight right in the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. So I like that game, but it's just.
Go ahead. You're gonna.
Well, I can't talk about the ending because I haven't.
Yeah,
seen
because
it yet.
you haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff, though. All right. So is that a show?
From you,
are we good?
I think we're good.
Yep.
Think we're good. All
we're good.
right. So we are going to go ahead, wind things down. I of course want to thank everybody for coming out. Tengu and Beepner for the bits. Very much appreciated as always. And we'll be back again in another couple weeks to do all this again. And I'll be here tomorrow to do Higurashi stuff with all of you lovely, beautiful people. But before we bounce out of here, John Thayer, where can the good internet folks find you?
farawaytimes.itch.io.
And
hopefully I'll add something to it again someday.
Hopefully, right?
Yep.
What about you, Rhett? Where can the internet folks find you?
Twitter.com/Rhett if you want to be blasted at like 9 a.m. by 10 heebie retweets.
It never stops. Never stops. Just another one. And another one.
Another one.
We had that really nice period where y'all had When They Cry avatars, and I was like,
It's like 2007
this is
all over again.
This is yep. I mean, it was 2010. It was
2010.
that specific vibe.
Yeah.
Because I think y'all still had. I know Rhett still had one up on my anime list. Might still have one up on my.
Yeah,
anime
he still uses that avatar. Yeah. I had an edited EB avatar for a while on anime list, but then I use the Uzume one now. And go out and vote, people, please, if you haven't already.
Please.
Yeah, and
please.
Yeah, like and I think that comes with the obvious. Don't vote for the wrong people, please. Like, I think we're all...
Yeah, please vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah, like, don't...
Is my thinking.
Don't vote.
I'm there.
Yeah, just, like, fine. Just please. Like, I need some solace. I need at least lie to me and tell me the nightmare's over, right? Like, that's all I want out of this. It's just... like, I know that with him the nightmare won't be over, but at least, like, we can go back to you lying and tell me that the nightmare's over, and I'm just like...
Yeah, just like somebody who's promising promising like some of the right things, as opposed to somebody who is lying, as opposed to somebody explicitly promising they will do all of the terrible things.
Yeah.
At least get someone who's telling the right lies.
Yeah. We need a win in 2020, and God, if we take a loss here, I don't know, man.
It's gonna really hurt.
My poor brain. I don't know that it's got 4 more years in it of that. But anyway, hopefully we will see you in 2 more weeks with a somewhat brighter demeanor. Hopefully. But remember, in the meantime, that we are the podcast that loves you. We are the only ones that love you. And that's a show! Go us!
Go.
We did it.
We did it. That was nice. Nice and snappy.
Nice and snappy.
Easy
funny.
one. We don't do much.
A lot of funny stuff. It was good.
Very fun.
Absolutely.
Very fun episode. A lot of good stuff going on there. All right, I'm going to find somebody to host, and then we're going to get on out of your hair.
Cool.
So let's see who's streaming.
I might try to do some streaming this. Might try to do some streaming this week.
Really now?
I think it would. I realized that I downloaded Extreme Meat Punks 2, and it prompted me at the beginning for like my to answer to load a save file from 1, and I was like, oh, I should probably replay 1. Huh?
Oh, wait, well there you go. Stream
really
the first
fun.
one.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
There you go. That's good stuff. All right.
Maybe run some of that after some of your streams.
Yeah. There you go. All right, I think I'm going to send everybody on over to
Or
LRock617. He just got runs into AGDQ, so he's going to be doing some practice. AGDQ is going to be online again, so. But he's yeah, they're doing it again.
It's just weird realizing, yep, things have lasted that long.
Yep. Yeah, he got some runs in. He's going to be practicing those. He's got some Konami brawlers coming up. I think he got Haunted Castle in too. I know he's been doing a lot of that. He just ran Haunted Castle for RGL TV's Halloween thing. Yeah, like he won CC's it. Like he's just won CC's it without a thought, man. All right,
fucking awesome.
All right, so we're going to send you on over to LRock. Stick around for the raid because that's 250 points towards your next Nipa. Think about that. And we will catch you tomorrow evening for some Higurashi. We will play with some more pieces. Thanks for coming out again, everybody. Much love.